What's up, YouTube? I hope each and every one of you guys are healthy and enjoying life to the fullest today. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the 2024 Honda CR-V Sport Touring Hybrid. Huge thank you to Cameron D over at Safford Brown Honda of Arlington, Virginia for allowing me to do this video for you guys today. If you are interested in this particular CR-V or any Honda product, I'll be sure to have Cameron's information on screen as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. All right, well, like usual, first we're going to talk about the exterior and the performance. So like I said, this is a 2024 Honda CR-V Sport Touring Hybrid, and this particular one has been painted in the optional $455 Still Night Pearl exterior paint, which in my opinion is one of the best colors that you can get on the Sport Touring, because I think it matches very nicely to all the gloss black accents that you get with the Sport Touring. And then if you've seen any of my other videos, you know blue is my favorite color, so kind of biased a little bit. But one of the first things I wanted to say at the beginning of this video is that the only real changes to the CR-V lineup for the 2024 model year includes the addition of the Sport L trim level, basically bridging the gap from the Sport trim level and the Sport Touring trim level. So it's like right down the middle. Basically, you get the bigger screen that you get in the Sport Touring on the Sport L. You also get an 8-speaker sound system, whereas on the Sport you get a 6-speaker sound system, but on this vehicle you get a 12-speaker sound system, as well as a couple other things like leather and stuff like that. But basically, as standard with the Sport Touring, which is the Mac Daddy CR-V, you get LED headlights with automatic high beams, as well as LED daytime running lights and LED turn signals. You also get a black headlight bezel, as well as a gloss black trim piece that separates your daytime running lights from your headlights down here. That is that gloss black trim piece that I'm talking about. And then that goes all the way across the front end to do the same thing on the passenger side of the vehicle as well. But now, taking a step to the left, let's take in the entire front end of the new CR-V. I love the design of this thing. I think it looks very aggressive here at the front end, especially here with the Sport Touring trim level. So basically, you get a gloss black sport design front grille with some gloss black surrounds both top and bottom. So you get the gloss black surround up top there, you get the gloss black surround here on the bottom, and then you have your Honda logo located at the center of your front grille, as you can see right there. And then coming down just a little bit, you get a satin black lower grille as well as a satin black lower bumper. So all of this basically down here is all satin black. And then you get some silver accent color trim with these surrounds right here and right there as well. You also get 4 forward-facing sensors with the Sport Touring trim level, as well as a gray front chin all the way down here. And then last but not least, you get 8.2 inches of ground clearance with this vehicle. That does come standard with all-wheel drive. And then these are basically like your lower outer grills. Again, basically satin black, and there's the sensor right there. I love the front end design. Like I said, I love all the sharp angular design. I think it looks very sporty, but again, this isn't like a sporty vehicle necessarily, but it looks very sporty, but it gets phenomenal fuel economy. But anyways, coming down the side, like I said, you get that satin black lower bumper. That satin black lower bumper leads nicely into your satin black wheel arch moldings. You get a reflector right there. And then coming down just a little bit, these are the standard and the only wheel option you can get with the Sport Touring. So they are a 19-inch gloss black wheel, and they are wrapped in 235/55 Continental Cross Contact LX Sport tires. Here's a view of the tread pattern on these tires as best that I can. That's what they look like right there. And then here's another look at the wheel itself. One thing I found was interesting is that I did a video a couple weeks ago with the Sport CR-V, and that gave you a couple other wheel options, whereas with the Sport Touring, which is the best trim level you can get on the CR-V, these are the only wheels that you can choose from. Just something that I found kind of interesting, that you actually get more wheel options with the lower trim level. Again, just kind of interesting. And then coming up top here, as standard with this vehicle, you get rain sensing wipers. And then coming down the side, you get gloss black mirror caps with integrated turn signals. And as standard, these side view mirrors are heated, manual folding, and you get your blind spot monitoring on the upper left hand side of your driver's side mirror and on the upper right hand side of your passenger side mirror. A couple things I would have liked to see. I would have liked to see these be power fold, especially considering this is the top of the line trim level. You can't even get power folding mirrors as an option. And then another thing I would have liked to see on at least the Sport Touring trim level would be a 360-degree view camera system. Even if it comes at an additional cost, it would have been nice to be able to get that as an option, but you can't, which is kind of interesting. And for a 2024 model year, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I do know how I feel about it, and I think that should absolutely either come standard on the Sport Touring trim level, or again, it should come as an option. But anyways, rant over. taking a step back, let's do a little side profile shot of this thing. By the way, from 2023, with the redesign, the CR-V got a little bit bigger, and you can see that here from the side profile, and then also when you step into the interior as well. But anyways, with the Sport Touring, you get gloss black roof rails up top here, as well as satin chrome window trim. You also get body color door handles with keyless access. Just keep in mind, the keyless access function is only on your front 2 doors, and then you get these, you get satin black door cladding all the way at the bottom of your passenger doors. And then coming down the side, again, satin black wheel arch moldings. You get a capless filler neck back here. That is what that looks like. And then coming up top, you get your body color shark fin antenna. You get a body color roof spoiler with some gloss black accenting on that roof spoiler. Coming around back, you have your third brake light up top there. You get a rear window defroster. You have your rear wiper right here. You also get LED taillights, as well as chrome badging on your liftgate, except the sport badging down here is satin black. So that is the only black badge that you get on the back. And then just beneath your Honda logo and to the left, that's where you will find your backup camera. And then to the right of your backup camera, just beneath your Honda logo, is your pad to open up your power liftgate. This is a power and hands-free liftgate. So basically, you would just kick your foot underneath there. This will come up. You basically get a little guide right there. But anyways, it's just easier for me to click on the pad for video's sake. And then taking a look at what we got going on here, basically you get an LED light on that side, an LED light on this side, and then you also get a 12-volt power outlet on the driver's side as well. Grocery bag hook, a little bit of storage down in there, a little bit deeper. Same thing on this side as well. Just get a little tie down right there hook, a little tie down hook over there. These are the standard floor mats, carpeted, that you get with this vehicle. And then underneath here, pull up on this, basically you get a little bit of storage space down in there, but no spare tire. But you do get a tire inflator kit, but again, no spare tire with this thing. I'm gonna put that back right there. Very good amount of storage space. I could say that you could probably set maybe 8 carry-on suitcases back here if you stacked them up. Pressing on that button right there is going to drop the liftgate, but then also you can hold this to set height. So basically you can set the height that you want the liftgate to open up to. So if it's just a little bit too tall at factory height, you can lower this down, press and hold on that, and then that's going to remember the height, and it'll open up to that every single time you open up your liftgate. But anyways, coming down just a little bit, you get a satin black rear bumper with 4 integrated parking sensors back here. You also get 2 reflectors, as well as a gray rear valance, which is what this is right here. You also get dual exhaust, and then the max tow capacity of this vehicle is 1,000 pounds. And if you wanted to get a trailer hitch from factory, that's going to cost you $580. But again, you know, you may be able to pull 1 jet ski, but maybe that might even be pushing it just a little bit. And then again, one gripe, and this is basically my biggest gripe, at least here on the exterior, is I would have liked to see a 360-degree view camera system, either as standard or as an option. Even as an option, I think it would have been fine. I wouldn't have complained about it coming at an additional cost. But I definitely think the CR-V for the 2024 model year, it is unacceptable that it does not have a 360-degree view camera system, again, even as an option. Let me know your thoughts on that 360 camera system in the comments down below. Do you think it should have came with it as standard? Do you think it should have came with it as an option? Or do you think it's fine that it doesn't have it at all? But with that stuff out of the way, let's move into performance. Popping open that hood reveals that 2-liter 4-cylinder that works with 2 electric motors. Total output is 204 horsepower and 247 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to an eCVT for a 0 to 60 time in 7.9 seconds. And if you were wondering about fuel economy, you can achieve 40 miles per gallon in the city, 34 miles per gallon on the highway, for 37 miles per gallon combined with all-wheel drive. And whenever I do videos with hybrids, I always find it very interesting that the highway figure is less than the city figure. It's always weird. I understand why that is, but anyways, it's always just kind of weird when I do videos with vehicles like this. But if you're enjoying the video so far today, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm on my journey to 100,000 subscribers, and I cannot get there without your support. I put a lot of time and effort into making these videos, so I'd really appreciate it if you guys would just take 1 second, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment in the comment section down below, and hit that subscribe button. But anyways, with that stuff out of the way, let's move into the interior. Moving on into the interior, like I mentioned a little bit ago in the video, you do get keyless access. So all you have to do is have your key fob in your pocket, walk up to the vehicle, put your hand behind the door handle, and the vehicle will unlock. You can also lock the vehicle by running your finger across these 3 hash marks right here, and now the vehicle is locked. There is one other feature I wanted to show you, is that you also do get remote start as standard with this vehicle. So all you have to do is press the lock button and then press and hold on that button right there. So watch this, lock, press and hold. And now the vehicle is on. It is a hybrid after all. So let's take a look at what the driver's side door panel has to offer for us. So taking a look at the door panel right here, basically all of this area up top here is all vinyl wrap. Then you get some gloss black trim. You get like this hexagonal shape trim piece, like right here, it's kind of like a gray color. You get 2 memory seat adjustment settings as standard, as well as a silver door handle. Here are your side view mirror controls. You have your unlock and your lock functions. That button right there is to restrict your passenger window privileges. You get automatic up and down windows at all 4 corners. Then this area is leather wrapped, nicely padded, and you get some accent colored stitching. There's like some padding for you there. And then you get a little bit of miscellaneous storage space down here. You get a CRV logo there, and then coming down just a little bit, this vehicle does come standard with a 12-speaker Bose sound system. However, the fancy speakers are not down here. They are in the A-pillars. So you get the fancy speaker right there, and then you get this fancy speaker there that says Bose on it. But anyways, stepping back out, taking a look at the driver's seat. So basically with the Sport Touring, you do get black leather upholstery with orange accent colored stitching. And then you also get a 10-way power adjustable driver's seat with 2 memory seat adjustment settings, which you can see right there. And then you get a 4-way power adjustable front passenger seat. These seats are both heated, by the way. You also get a heated steering wheel. But anyways, you get that orange accent colored stitching on the seat right there. Here are your side view mirror controls. You get power lumbar there. And now stepping on into the interior, let's see what the interior has to offer. So closing that door right there, I'm gonna fire it up. And this is what it's like when the vehicle turns on. I'm gonna go into my memory seat adjustment setting. It's gonna bring me up just a little bit. And while it does that, I'm gonna walk you guys through a couple of things. So you get 4 HVAC vents on the dash. That's 1, 2, 3, and then 4 over there. But anyways, coming down here, pressing on that button is going to open and or close your power liftgate, and then that is to turn your traction control system on or off. Coming down, when you flick this down, that gives you access into your manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. So basically what I mean by that, you can bring the steering wheel towards you, you can push the steering wheel away from you, and then you can also move it up and down to your liking as well. But before we continue on, I do want to show you what the turn signal sounds like. So let's take a listen to that. That is what the turn signal sounds like. And this is also your headlight control stalk. So flipping that all the way up is going to turn your headlights off. Doing that one more time. Now my headlights are in the automatic position. That is parking lights on. And then all the way up is headlights in the always on position. Zooming back out, you do get a leather wrapped and heated steering wheel as standard. So that's your heated steering wheel button right there at the center. And then you get orange accent colored stitching on the inside of the steering wheel as well. And then just like any other vehicle, you have your horn at the center. So let's take a listen to it. That is what the horn sounds like on the CRV. On the left-hand side, on the back side of the steering wheel, you have your downshift paddle. And then on the right-hand side, on the back side of the steering wheel, you have your upshift paddle. So upshift on the right, downshift on the left. This is what the steering wheel looks like again. And then let me walk you throughout these controls. So basically, this is to go back on a track. This is to go forward on a track. Here are your volume controls here. And then this button right here, I'm not sure if it's gonna pick up on camera. I'm gonna roll that window up just a little bit. That's to speak to the vehicle. And these 2 buttons right here are to control this part of your gauge cluster. I'll get into that here in a second. But anyways, also as standard with this vehicle, you get adaptive cruise control. So here are your adaptive cruise control settings on this side of the steering wheel over here. That kind of about does it for that. And then again, you get rain sensing wipers as standard. So basically rain sensing wipers, it will sense how hard it's raining, and then it will, you know, wipe as fast or as slow as it needs to, depending on the intensity of the rain. But moving on from there, you got your push button, start button down there, and then moving into this is your gauge cluster. It's a partially digital gauge cluster. So from here on over is digital, but then you get an analog speedometer over there. So basically walking you throughout this gauge cluster, you have your digital speedometer readout there that lets you know that your drive mode. That's your odometer. So this vehicle has 28 miles on it. That's the ambient exterior temperature. The transmission status stuff, you get your fuel gauge down here. And then come over here, that's like your safety feature stuff. That's letting us know that just the batteries are powering the vehicle at the moment. Then that is the current time. That lets us know that we're ready to drive. That's letting me know my lights are on. So let me come over here. I'm gonna turn my lights back off, and then you can see that goes away. And then again, this part of the screen, you can basically see whatever you want to. So basically, if you click this home button right here, that gives you access into, you can either see your range and fuel stuff, your speed and time stuff, your audio stuff, your phone stuff, navigation stuff, driver attention stuff, all-wheel drive, torque distribution, maintenance, safety stuff, no content. You go into the brightness, warnings. Basically, this is like what power flow looks like. Then you get your range and fuel stuff, speed and time. Then you get your audio. You get your phone stuff, navigation stuff, driver attention stuff. So basically it's gonna basically say, hey, you need to focus a little bit more, or hey, you're doing a pretty good job at driving this vehicle. So basically it's reading your eyes and where they're focusing. And then you get your all-wheel drive torque distribution, seat belts, letting you know who's buckled and who's not. It's a nice safety feature. Then you get your maintenance minder stuff here. Basically, if this was my vehicle, I'd probably have it on range and fuel, because why not? Basically, you can see your fuel range, and I kind of like to see that kind of stuff. And then coming up top here, you get a vinyl wrap dash. Again, you get the Bose tweeters in your A-pillars. And then coming over to here, this is basically what you get now with the Sport L, is this size screen. So this is your 9-inch infotainment system with built-in navigation and wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto connectivity. I did a video a couple weeks ago with a Sport, and the Sport, I believe, had a 7-inch screen, and there wasn't really anything that you could do on that screen, but this screen is definitely a lot more usable. So basically you get your time up top there, lets you know what music's playing. Then you have like this home screen here. You can go between like your smartphone connection stuff, which is basically like your Apple CarPlay and your Android Auto stuff. Then you have your power flow stuff here. That's what you can see, kind of like more things that you can see on there, but it's bringing it up on this screen. Then you get your physical buttons over here. You get your home button, your back button, your volume control knob, and then this is to go back on a track. This is to go forward on a track. Those are really your only physical controls. Moving over to this screen again, this is what your second screen looks like. You get your trip computer stuff. This is a Wi-Fi hotspot capable vehicle, so you can go into your Wi-Fi hotspot if you wanted to as well. So if you go into there, it's going to show you all these AT&T. You can turn your hotspot off and so on and so forth. And then coming back over to here, this is your last screen. You can go into your display mode. You can go into smart shortcuts. Coming down a little bit more. This is basically what your home screen looks like. And then you have your shortcut buttons down here for your navigation, your phone, FM, Bluetooth audio, smart shortcuts, and display mode. So I believe like right here, I think you can set up what you want your smart shortcut to be, I think. Basically then you get your navigation stuff, your phone stuff, FM stuff, Bluetooth audio stuff, so on and so forth. And then coming down just a little bit more, you have your hazard button right there. Then you get 2 HVAC vents. You get a little bit of this hexagonal trim piece. This piece right here looks like an HVAC vent, but it is not actually an HVAC vent. The HVAC vent is right here and then down there as well. And then you get some piano black trim. Dual zone climate control comes standard with this vehicle, as do heated front seats. You get 3 levels of adjustability with your heated front seats. And when you click that, it lets you know that they're on there, but then it also lets you know that they're on up top there as well. Kind of interesting. This is what your climate control stack looks like when it is on. You can see your fan speed. You can see on your fan speed control knob right there. You can see when you raise it, it goes up. You raise it, it goes down. And then those are all your physical buttons. I love a physical climate control stack. I've noticed a lot of new vehicles that I've been doing videos with recently have all had like these climate control stacks throughout the screen, which I hate. I love my physical controls. So Honda, thank you for still giving us physical controls. Please never go into controls on the infotainment screen. I hate that stuff. And then come down here, let you know who, if your passenger airbag is on or off. You get a USB-A port, you get a USB-C port, you also get a 12-volt power outlet over there. And also, as standard with this vehicle, you get a wireless charging pad. I have an iPhone 14 Pro Max, and it fits in that wireless charging pad. You can see right there. And then when that light lights up in green, that's letting you know that the phone is charging. Right now it is not charging, but it was charging there for a second. I wonder why it stopped. All right, anyway, I think right about there. Now it is charging again. And then coming down here, you get a leather wrapped shift knob. You get some orange accent colored stitching. Your shift boot is leather. Then this is gonna put you in between your different drive modes. So you have sport mode, normal mode, econ, and snow. I would probably just drive around in normal, or probably not econ, because I know it lessens throttle response. It also messes with the AC system and stuff like that. Pressing on that button is gonna turn your hill descent control system on or off, and it lets you know right there, on or off. This is your electronic parking brake. It lights up to let you know that it is engaged. If you wanted to disengage it, you have to push your foot on the brake, push against it, and then that will disengage. Then this is your brake hold button. Basically, if you're stuck in traffic and you're tired of holding your foot down on your brake by yourself, when you have that button engaged, basically the vehicle will hold you in place by itself with its braking system. And then you also have B mode, which I'll get into when we get into the driving portion of the video, but basically B mode is kind of like a one pedal driving system mode. But anyways, again, I'll get into that later on in this video. You get two cup holders right here. You get a nicely padded and leather wrapped armrest with some orange accent colored stitching. Opening this armrest up, I would say, you know, probably 50 to 55% of my forearm fits down in there, but there's no connectivity down in here, by the way. And then closing this back up, you get that little divider there. You can move it forward or backwards, basically wherever you want it to be. You can have it be. Actually, I don't know if it'll fit. Okay, yeah, it does fit right there. And that's about it for that. Coming over to here, you get a lockable lower glove box. So, decent amount of storage space in your glove box, but really, other than your owner's manual, you have to be mindful of what you set in there, because there's not that much space in your glove box there. Then you get an auto-dimming rearview mirror as standard with this thing. Driver gets a light that's LED, passenger gets a light that's LED as well. Here are your light settings, whether you want the lights to be on or not when you open up the door. So if you don't want them, flip it to the left. Now when I open up the door, the lights will not turn on. If you have it at the center like that, now when I open up the door, the lights will turn on. Or you can just instantly turn on the dome lights by the press of that button right there. Coming back just a little bit more, you get a power sliding sunroof with a tilt function, also as standard with the Sport Touring. So let's see how far that opens up here. I love that blue, it looks so awesome. So that's as far as your sunroof opens, and then I'll show you what it looks like on the outside right now. And then I'll also, while that's showing you what that looks like, if I push up on this, that also tilts. So that is that. And then you get a sunglass holder right up top here. Coming over to here, you get a vanity mirror with a vanity light. I would have liked to see that vanity light be LED. And then these slide forwards and backwards, depending on where the sun is shining. OPU panel over here. You get an OPU panel on the passenger side as well. And there were a couple of things that I wanted to go over before getting into those rear seats. So basically, as standard with this vehicle, you get a 10-way power adjustable driver seat with power lumbar and memory. You also get a 4-way power adjustable front passenger seat. You get a 12-speaker Bose sound system. You get a wireless charging pad. You get the sunroof, and then you also get heated front seats and a heated steering wheel. A couple safety features that you also get as standard with this vehicle include adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, the front and rear parking sensors, the collision mitigation braking, the lane keeping assist, as well as the road departure mitigation and the traffic jam assistant. Basically, the only option that this vehicle has is the $455 Still Night Pearl paint. So with that in mind, I'm going to throw the entire window sticker on screen. You can take a look at everything that you get as standard with this vehicle. You can take a look at the fuel economy stuff. Basically, take a look at whatever you want to, but I'm just going to highlight the MSRP. So the MSRP of the way that this particular 2024 CR-V Sport Touring Hybrid is spec'd is $41,280. I think that is a good deal, but I would like to see a 360-degree view camera system, and then I would say that that is a very, very good deal. But this definitely needs a 360-degree view camera system. I saw a couple people complaining that it does not have a panoramic sunroof. I don't really care about that. Really, this sunroof is totally fine. I don't think it needs a pano roof, but it definitely needs a 360-degree view camera system, in my personal opinion. Let me know your opinions on that in the comments down below. Do you agree with me? Especially this being the top of the line model. Anyways, now I want to show you what we got going on in these second row seats. So popping open the door, unlocking the second row. This is what the second row seats look like. You get a nicely padded and leather wrapped armrest, some orange accent colored stitching, automatic up and down windows back here. That is as far as the windows go down. Again, automatic up and down. A little bit of miscellaneous storage space back here. And then this is what your second row seats look like. If you come over here, you grab onto this, your second row seats do fold down. So you get fold flat storage space here. Quite a bit more trunk space. However, you can see there is a little bit of a jump up from the trunk area to here, probably like a 4-inch jump, but it kind of goes down like a slide. Anyways, folding this seat back up, I'm gonna fold it back. You can see how far it will recline, and then you can also bring it into its normal position if you wanted to as well, but the normal position is kind of boring. I like to lean back a little bit. Again, orange accent colored stitching back here. Stepping on into these second row seats, you get a center fold down armrest here with 2 cup holders. Armrest is nicely padded. One thing that's kind of interesting, this being the top of the line trim level, you do not get a seat back pocket behind the driver's seat, but you do get a seat back pocket behind the passenger seat. Up top here, you get an OPU panel, a spot you can set your dry cleaning, 2 HVAC vents, 2 USB-C ports down there. Same stuff on that side, except you do not get a place to set your dry cleaning on the passenger side in the second row. Then you get your dome light up top here. It is LED. And then you also get a Bluetooth mic pickup for your Bluetooth phone just behind that as well. I am adjusted behind myself. I am 5'9". I've got plenty of leg and knee room. Here's another view of my leg and knee room there. And also plenty of headroom as well. And then also, like I mentioned, you can recline these seats. So look how much more reclined I am. Now I'm very, very comfortable in these second row seats and can see myself doing a long road trip. And this is noticeably bigger than the older CRV models that I've been in. So yeah, very good amount of space in the second row, in the trunk, in the first row. Very, very nice vehicle. But you know, we've talked about the exterior, we've talked about the performance, and now we've talked about what's going on here in the interior of the CRV Sport Touring Hybrid. So I want to see what this thing's like to drive, as I'm assuming you guys do as well. So I will see you guys in the driver's seat. All right, and now on to the driving portion. Take a listen. Very good power for around town and stuff like that. And one thing about this vehicle is that it is ultra efficient. 40 miles per gallon in the city is awesome, especially for a vehicle that looks like this. I also, by the way, really like the way that the 9.3 grip feels in my hands. Here's another little acceleration. Definitely a big difference between eco mode and normal mode. I feel like their throttle response is definitely better in normal mode as compared to eco mode. Now let's throw it into sport mode and let's see. Definitely better throttle response in sport mode as well, and I also feel like there's a little bit more of like negative torque in sport mode. So driving in sport mode is, you can see those 2 arrows right there. That's kind of like your 1-pedal driving system, whereas if you put it, let's say, back into normal mode, it does not have those. But if you put it into B mode, you get 3 of those arrows. So you get some more resistance in sport mode and in B mode. Again, B mode is kind of like a regenerative braking mode. So watch what happens when I let off the accelerator. It's basically slowing you down. Whereas in normal mode, it basically lets you coast when you let off of the accelerator. B mode slows you down and is trying to capture some of that energy to feed the electric motors back and give them a little bit more power, rather than just wasting the power when, you know, the vehicle is just coasting. So B mode is something, probably a mode that I would drive around in, you know, more times than not. Reason being, it just makes the driving experience that much easier. Again, all I'm going to do right now is just let off of the accelerator, and you can see we're beginning to slow down, but we're also beginning to come to a stop. Again, just makes the driving experience just a little bit easier. Again, it's not a total, you know, 1-pedal driving system. I'd say it's probably like maybe half of a 1-pedal driving system. But again, it just does make the driving experience just a little bit easier, and that's something that I do enjoy when I drive electric vehicles, is one pedal driving. And you know, this isn't an electric vehicle, this is kind of like it's a hybrid, so it's like half of an electric vehicle in a way, and you basically get like half of a one pedal driving system with this vehicle as well. So just look, just letting off the accelerator, coming to a stop, we're going downhill even, and you can see right there it's capturing all the energy you know, when we're coming to a stop as well. So now we're just going to take a right. Again, I'm not hitting the brake, just slowing me down just a little bit, and we'll get up to this light, and I'm going to floor it. So not the fastest thing, but it does get you going. So now let's do a little like 35 to 45 floored. So again, if you're looking for a vehicle that is, you know, quick and fun to drive and around town, I wouldn't say this is quick or fun to drive, but it's got enough power. But this is also some vehicle that's going to look really good, and it's going to get you where you need to be efficiently. Fuel economy on this is great. But again, the power isn't necessarily all there, but it's got more than enough power. Like right now, you know, I'm just accelerating, and it's getting me to the speed that I want to go without me having to, you know, really get on the acceleration. Now we're going to let this lady go by, and she's not going to say thank you. But, you know, there are people like that in this world that don't say thank you, and she was one of them. Anyways, you can see just accelerating, and it accelerates very, very well. It just doesn't have like exciting power. That's the way that I'm gonna put it. It doesn't have power that's gonna excite you like that BMW M340 would. That thing's got, you know, exciting power. This doesn't have exciting power. This has efficient power. Here. So it'll get you where you need to go, you know what I mean? Like, it does have enough power, don't get me wrong. It's got a little bit more than enough power, but if you, again, like to get on it and you like to, you know, be able to pass and stuff like that, then, you know, this thing has passing power, but it doesn't have the exciting passing power. But again, just keep in mind that when it doesn't have the exciting passing power, it's still getting 40 miles per gallon in the city, which is awesome and very, very impressive for a bigger SUV like this. A couple other things I wanted to mention. Wireless Apple CarPlay works very, very well. It connects immediately. It's not laggy. The sound system also sounds great, so you do get a 12 speaker Bose sound system as standard with this vehicle as well. And by the way, it sounds really, really good. The bass is there, the clarity's there. The Bose sound system, whether it be in a Cadillac, Chevy, they all really sound very, very good, and this is no different. I love all the standard features that you get with this vehicle. The only feature that I wish you did either get as standard or as an option would be a 360-degree view camera system. I think on a vehicle, you know, even at this price point, I know it's not the most expensive thing. I think it should definitely come standard or optional. At a 360-degree view camera system should come standard or as an option, especially on the sport touring trim level. But other than that, this thing rides very smoothly over bumps. It's got enough power, you know, it's not exciting power, but it's got the power you need to get up and go and stuff like that. B mode, nice mode, keeps you, you know, when you let off the accelerator, it slows you down. Get the sunroof as standard, and it just drives very nicely. Take a listen. Just a smooth ride, soaks up bumps well, and overall it's just a nice vehicle. So if you're interested in this particular one, I'll be sure to have Cameron's information in the description box down below. But that's it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy the video, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. Like I said, I'm on my journey to 100,000 subscribers, and I cannot get there without your support. I put a lot of time and effort into making these videos, so I'd really appreciate it if you guys would take a second, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment in the comment section down below, and hit that subscribe button. Again, really, really appreciate that stuff. But again, that's it for today's video. I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.